Right. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jonathan with Business on a Browser, and we are thrilled today to be joined by a true mastermind behind it all, Dennis Harbin. Dennis, welcome.
Ah, thank you, Jonathan. It's a pleasure to be here. Trust me.
Yeah, I got to say, over the 2 years that you and I have known each other, been quite a journey, and it's great to have you on the show because you're a lot of the reason how Business on a Browser got started and how we've been able to kind of get things moving, and your knowledge, support, and dedication throughout has been truly impressive. So on a personal note, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I love working with people who just really get it. And I think you just really get it. And it's just fun.
Thank you. And if I don't, I try to make it up so it looks impressive, like I get it, and then figure it out. But so this is your first time on our show. Why don't we start? You want to tell our viewers a little bit more about yourself, maybe a little bit about your background, who you are.
Sure. My name is Dennis Harabin. I'm by trade a CPA, but I am passionate about technology. I just love technology. My primary role is as founder of RelaxTax. And what RelaxTax does is we help people to retain more of what they earn. And our focus isn't the large companies. A lot of the accounting firms, I like to say we work with the 30 million other guys, the people who do the Schedule C, the people who no one else wants to work with, because they just think that there's not enough, as they say, there's not enough meat on the bone. There's just not, they can't charge them enough as for the services that they want to do. But that's what's so fascinating for me is that, they're 30 million people out there, companies have jobs, people who do this, and they all have kind of the same problems. It's that there's just not enough hours in the day and there's not enough time. And that's where everything evolved from, was from RelaxTax and having the same clients come in with the same issues over and over again. And it made complete sense why they couldn't get someone else to do it, but they want to just be good at what they do. They want to focus and be an expert at what they do, and they don't really have that back office team or the people to support them in what they need to do. And they have to pick and choose. They have to pick and choose, where can I get my services from? What things can I do and what things can I do?
Yeah, no, it's true. And working with those 30 million is what I love. And I think that's one of the things that we bonded over, because yeah, if there's not enough meat on the bone, they make up for that in the thousand other things that is more exciting with working with smaller businesses and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
helping
I've
people
worked.
directly. And
Oh, definitely. I mean, I've worked with large institutions. I've worked with universities. I mean, the pace is different. I mean, it's easier to work with those really big guys. The little guys, they got to put food on their table. Which is what makes it so rewarding. It's not a job. I always joke, like, people say, what do you do? And I said, nothing I don't want to. And
right.
but it's, it'd be so much easier if I didn't have to do this. Like, I feel like I have to help these people. I have to do these pieces. And it's just, I just love doing it. It's like a sickness. Like, I want to go out, like, they got problems. I need to solve them. Like, I'm a problem solver. When there's a problem, it bothers me until it's solved.
Yeah, and their problems are so much more impactful. When a
Oh,
large corporation has a problem, it can be masked. Sales cures all sicknesses. So if a big company is making a lot of money, who cares if they have like these inefficiencies? But when a small business has inefficiencies, you're really seeing it. So the problems you're fixing have direct and immediate real world positive impacts.
oh, that was completely. I mean, I came back from Florida. I was living in Florida. I came back, and I wanted to run a small business. I wanted to be an accounting firm, and they were my problems. So the problems I'm trying to solve are my problem. In running a small business, it's the same problem. Everybody has it. So as I started to solve my problems, I'm like, let me try to help other people solve these problems. And exactly. And you just realize that everyone's got those same problems. And if we just come together, we can solve them and help each other. And that's really where teams came to evolve into. I mean, teams came about because it was about helping each other, you can look at some of the first videos, and the answer is, we don't have the answers. We're figuring it out. If we had the answers, we'd be doing it. So teams is all about working together to figure out how we solve these problems. And it started before the pandemic, but as the pandemic hit, it really, really evolved to not just be networking or net weaving and working together, but it became more of a true team where we supported each other, where we help each other. And we continue to do that. And now as we've gotten it down and start to add more and more teams to the platform just becomes more and more powerful for every individual on there. And that's what I want to thank you and Business on the Browser and the things that you've done, is because you've made it to be able to be not just a group of professionals coming together, but to make it an actual technology platform that helps impact, and just plugging it into your, like, just getting out of the way and letting Businesses on the Browser do what they need to do has helped to make things great. So I want to talk a little bit more. I don't think people really get what you do with Business on the Browser, how, it's not just the art of the possible, but it's really about making back offices better. So could you kind of tell me about that and talk a little bit about what you guys do with Business on the Browser? So I know it, but so other people can hear it.
Absolutely. So really, and we did kind of go through that shift. So back office made better is really what we stand behind. Every business runs their business off of something. It could be, paper and pencil from back in the old days. It could be Excel sheets. It could be, a number of computer systems, whether they're cloud-based or on-prem, and it's strung together in all of these various processes and connections and integration. So basically there's something that a business relies on to run their business. How do they bill their clients? How do they pay their people? How do they, manage and track their expenses? How do they execute their marketing? Whatever it is, it's run on something. What we do is we streamline and enhance all of those back office processes. And we do that through technology. So technology has really come a long way over the past few years. And there's a ton of various options out there for these small businesses to leverage. We have a technology stack that we know that we work closely with. And what we do is we enter into a business, we learn how they are doing their processes, and we come up with solutions to automate, to streamline, to make more efficient those processes so that we're saving that business time and money. And, how we kind of set ourselves apart is a lot of traditional consulting shops, they do the same thing. They get in there, they run your business, they recommend solutions. A lot of those firms, those companies, they have a standard tool set that they'll work with. Maybe it's Salesforce comes to mind, or Oracle or SAP comes to mind. We have systems, but we're a little more agnostic and we're a little more flexible with how we work with companies. So, we have our zeros at our high level, and those are really the backbone of how we help these businesses. But you're not looking at paying these enterprise level costs to kind of run things. You're not looking at, certain technology stacks that you have to use. So it's a little more of a fluid relationship when we talk about kind of how to streamline their back office. But yeah, in all, maybe that was a little bit of a rambling, but in all, we work with companies to understand how they run their business processes. And we take those business processes and we bring them to the cloud, we automate them, and we harden them so that a business owner does not have to worry about how their back office is being managed. And the other thing that we do, which is really important, is we empower these business owners to then take care of their systems going forward. So businesses are always changing, needs are always changing, their clients are changing, whatever. We want to make sure that they're empowered and the system changes with them. So instead of them having to replace their whole stack or change how they do their business, that should just grow naturally with that business. So we put a big emphasis on training and empowerment after we build these systems for these businesses.
Yeah, no, and it's so powerful. And then when you came together with us to say, hey, there's tax credits here. So, I mean, it's like Y2K all over again. So you need to, every 2 to 3 years, you need to update your systems. You need to go through. And now with the pandemic and COVID and all, especially if you're under $1 million in revenue, people, there's huge tax credits for big companies. People don't realize there's tax credits available for those companies under $1 million in revenue with under a certain level of employees. And to be able to go in there and then have that them have state-of-the-art system. It's just so cool and fun to watch something just happen. Like it just appears. Where people are used to doing spending hours on something, and it's just like all of a sudden it just appears and it's done. Yeah. It's like it's on your calendar, it's everything's ready to go. And you're like, where did this come from? That's just so powerful and so exciting. And then to know that somebody else helped pay for it. That just makes it wonderful.
Right. So we had one client, we basically built a automated scheduling tool for them. And he calls me, he's like, hey, I noticed these appointments are hitting my calendar. Are you testing? I'm like, no, we ran a marketing campaign for you. We linked it to your calendar. Those are people that are actually booking appointments. And he's like, so all I do is just show up on the phone and talk to them. I'm like, that's it. Everything else is taken care of for you. Because we have the automated Facebook posts. We have the automated link to your calendar. We have the automated responses to that person to tell them how to prepare. You don't do anything but sit back and talk to people.
And
that's cool. And I think real quick, what you said with the tax credit is really important. A lot of people don't realize even the simple tax credit thing. So ADA compliance is a big one. Making sure that your site is accessible for people of all needs and backgrounds. You know, I like to tell people the story of how Beyonce, the famous singer, how she was sued because her website was not ADA compliant. So not only are you protecting yourself from expensive, rework or things that you have to do, but you're getting an incentivized tax credit on top of that. So it's actually a big swing to go from, hey, I got to pay money because I was not compliant, to I'm getting money from the government, which I can put right back into my business to streamline something, to get more sales, to get more meetings, whatever. So it's really important that, and that's why I love kind of working with you, because it's, knowledge is power, and we're educating people that these things are out there.
Yeah. The government the government wants small business to thrive, because how many Fortune 1000 companies is there ever going to be? 1,000. It's not a trick question. It doesn't matter how many employees they have. You're only going to get 1,000. You can get millions and millions, and they can only hire so many people, and there's only so much they can do. And as they go, but the world goes based on how the other 30, 40 million do. The 30 million becomes 60 million. That's what thrives, and that's what makes us thrive. So it is those business, and that's the person who's the same person who's coaching your little league team. I mean, they're your neighbors, they're your friends, and that's and that's the other reason why I'm so passionate about the small business owner, is because they build the community. It's not the Walmarts of the world or whatever. They do things to look good in the community, but they, like Amazon, people, half of the people want them in town, the other half fight to have them there. But in the end, nobody's fighting to stop the individual who's out there doing the work, who's out there volunteering, who's doing it. And that, a lot of times those are the small business owners. Those are the people. They're your neighbors, and you're helping each other.
Yeah, and look at the headlines from the past couple months, the mass job exodus, people leaving their traditional 9-to-5s to rewrite how they work and rewrite what they do. And then to have people that are leaving these traditional companies to start their own businesses. And then you have companies out there like Etsy who have really taken off, and you see the personalization in products that people are after. So they're no longer after the, Tickle Me Elmo of Target that, every kid at Christmas gets the same gift. You're now having these more personalized gifts and these more personalized approaches to things. So all of those trends, I think we're just going to see more and more small businesses, more and more customizations, more and more personalizations, and Relaxed Teams is really, really built to kind of support all of that.
Oh yeah, no, and that's what's so critical, because again, as an accountant, I have people come in, and it's great. It's like, hey, I left my corporate job and I'm going to go do this, and then it's like, okay, well, who does that? It's like, well, you do it. Who does that? Well, you do it. But I used to have someone do that. Well, you do that. So when they wake up to the fact that there's nobody else to do it, and now to have people to support you, to help you, to share the education, and then to have an organization like yours who, John does that. Jonathan does that. Jonathan does it. Jonathan's team does that. Jonathan will give you technology to do that.
Right, exactly.
And so you can continue to do what you do best, and not have to, make the profits yourself, and then, and help you grow it. And that's, and then that's where the tax was what we focus on, retaining more of what you earn. We always talk about that. We help people to retain more of what they earn, so that they can pursue the passions that they love, so they can do the volunteer. It's not about, I don't care how you spend it, just don't waste it. Don't be spending it somewhere you don't need to be. And that's what's so exciting about with business on the browser and your platform. I mean, phone systems, chat, all these things. I mean, 10 years ago, what you can give to someone for a very small monthly fee would cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars. And more importantly, as you get to the point where we become virtual, people are like, just what you used to pay in rent.
Yeah.
It's just a small margin of that, and it's just so much more effective.
I'll take it even further. I'll tell you that based on your gas money that you use for your commute, we could turn that into a very working and sustainable solution for you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's attainable, it's achievable, it's personalized, and
yeah, I never even thought about that year, but but I know about, what your rates are and those things, and we're talking Starbucks, you're working at home, you're not driving to Starbucks, you're saving that Starbucks
right, exactly.
And you've already paid for your business.
Right. I mean, gas now is back up to its highest. Remember,
right,
2 years ago when you had a gallon of gas, or what was it? A barrel was $-.
Right.
Now it's back up to like $80. I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
Plus, there's the whole environmental sustainability by not driving.
Of course.
So there's that whole side of the argument. But no, you're right. I mean, and that's what I love about business on a browser, and that's why I'm passionate about it, because we're not. I truly like to think that we're not in it, to make money. And I'm not putting down other companies or firms that traditionally look at things from like a bill rate perspective and things like that. We truly are there, help first, and we're all going to see the benefits. So let's help you. Let's solve a problem. Let's make your life better, and then we're all going to win.
Yep, and that's exactly what Teams is all about. I mean, I invite anyone to come out and check out our I like to call our beta team, Team Central Jersey, which you don't need to be from Central Jersey to join and experience it. It's every Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and we keep it in an hour because your time is money and it is valuable, and your time and your resources matter. So we respect the time, and we make sure that everyone gets as most value as they can out of that 1 hour that they invest a week.
I do love that about you. You are always cognizant of people's time. Excellent. And they're fun. They're fun sessions. So I second that. I encourage people to come and check it out and try it.
Oh yes, no, it is. It's great. And then people say, it becomes like, their work family and things, and especially with being virtual. I mean, I don't like people like, do you want to meet in person? I'm like, really? I got so used to this. It's like,
why is your internet down? I mean,
I gotta put pants on. I gotta go do things. I remember my first group getting together with you. I forgot my wallet. I mean, because I hadn't driven anywhere. It was just crazy. I was like, I'll leave that. I've got my office. I've got like a doctor's office attached to my house, kind of an office scenario. So it's, it's a full-fledged office now, but I don't go anywhere.
That's awesome. Well, I know we're getting close to time here. So you have been a big fan of the podcast here. So I'm going to actually throw you a curveball. So not only do I want to know your favorite technology, but I want to know your least favorite technology as well.
Oh, no. Okay. So favorite technology is a no-brainer. I mean, I just love the Google suite. So as far as the Google Workspace, Google Cloud, the things that you can do over with the Google technology, and in particular, the Google Workspace. I mean, you can pretty much run your business on Google Workspace. It just takes a lot of effort and work, but it's so much that you can do, and so much you can get there with that. It's just wonderful. And it's very simple. My least favorite technology, and they kind of go hand in hand, and because it's so customizable, you can do whatever you want to do on the Google Workspace. My least favorite technology is Apple, anything Apple, because like maybe I didn't want to do it the way Steve wants to do it, so I can't. I always say like, "Damn you, Steve!" I have Apple technology, I have Google technology, I use both, but I mean, what drives me nuts about Apple technology is The fact it's not the tech when it's working, it's fine. It's when they sucker you back to the Apple store, which you don't need to go to. They do that so you can buy the next product. Stop selling me products. Okay, steal my data, use my data like Google does. I'm okay with that. But stop trying to bring me to your store, because it all goes back to what I said in the beginning. I value time, and that doesn't value my time. Dragging me into a store to sell me something I don't want drives me insane.
Yeah, that's a good point. My least favorite technology was red light cameras, but I like the Apple answer. Again, I from a sustainability standpoint, when you're coming out with new products every year, you're forcing people to buy new products. Those old products don't always get recycled the right way, and ends up as more pollution and toxic batteries. So
Yeah.
I'm a big supporter in less is more. But
Well, I'm good at trying it. I mean, and again, it's just that, but that's that. My wife's like, be nice. I have to go to the Apple store, and I just can't take it. And it is. It's 100% I get it, but you could have just sent me a link for this.
Right.
There's no reason you couldn't have just sent me a link for this.
I can't picture you being mad. I would actually like to see that.
It's the only time I get, because
next time.
You're just wasting my time. It's like
Yeah.
you're bringing me in there, and I don't want to be there.
You have to make an appointment.
Again, I had to leave my house.
Forgot your wallet.
Now, if they did all this via Zoom and then they sold me stuff, I'd have no problem with that.
That's a little better. Yeah.
It's that I have to physically. There's times when you have to physically go to their store. That drives me nuts.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, that was great. That was a great answer, and it's a privilege to work with you. It really is. You have a great attitude. You truly are in this to help people. You come up with really creative ways to help people, which I always was really impressed by, and just the passion you take with every person. It's awesome. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. No, you got to love what you do, and I do. I love what I do. So excellent. Well, thank you, sir, and awesome having it. And we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning.
All right. Take care.